Welcome to our class. Today we are going to look at the mathematics correction and for WAEC 2026. So let's see what we've done and what the answer really is. So let's proceed to the first question, and I will suggest you stick to the channel so you can get more information about concepts like this. If you're writing physics, chemistry, we'll post questions also. Jam, me, and most importantly, NECO is coming next. So stick to the channel and let's make progress. So let's go with question 1. Question 1 says, a fun club donates to children's home annually. The amount given is increased by 8%. So every year, they increase the money by 8% of its value yearly. Each donation in 2010 was $7,000. Find the donation in 2012. That means there will be increase in 2011 and also in 2012. So let's go. Let's start from 2010. 2010 is $7,000. So let's see. Solution to question 1. A amount in 2010. In 2010 is $7,000. Increase per year. Increased per year is equals to 8%. So let's get the amount in 2011. So in 2011, what are we having? It will be 100 plus 8 over 100, which is the increment now, times $7,000, which is 108 over 100 times $7,000. So if I cancel, then I'm having 108 times 70. What is that amount now in 2011? So 108 times 70, that will give us 7560.00. So this is the amount in 2011, but they are asking of 2012. So in 2012, what am I having? 2012, the same increment, 8%. I will have 108 over 100 times the new amount now, because it's been carried over, 7560. So in 2012, donation will be what? According to question 1. So what are we having? 7560 times 108 divided by 100. That will give us 8154.8. So if you got this answer correctly in your exam, then that means you've got to question 1 perfect, and its full mark will be given to you. So let's go to question B. It says find the total amount of donated from 2010 to 2013. That means we need to calculate on that increment in 2013. So let's go for 2013. 2013 will be what? 108 over 100 times the amount in 2012, which is 8164.8. If I multiply and divide, the amount in 2013 will be times 108 divided 100. That will give us $8817.984. So from 2010 now, from 2010 to 2013, we're going to have 2010 is 7,000 plus, let's check 2011. 2011 is 7560 plus 2012 8164.8 and 2013 8817.984. If I add up, what am I having? Plus 7,000 plus 7560 plus 8164.8. So the amount we're having in 20 from 2010 to 2030 is 31542.784. So this is the total answer. So if you got this correctly also, meaning you're on track toward having an A or B. So let's look at question 2. Let's look at question 2. Question 2. So, question 2 says, two cars, X and Y, start from a common point and travel in opposite directions. X travel at the average speed of 60 km per hour, Y travel at 80 km per hour on the same course. Say, determine how far apart X and Y will be after 3 hours. So let's draw to represent distance between X and Y. How far apart? Question 2A. So let's see, there's point X, here's point Y, travel on the same course. X travel in this direction at 60 km per hour. Then Y travel in this direction because it says opposite direction at 80 km per hour. So the distance between them now we don't know. Let's call it S kilometer. And the time it takes for them for the traveling is 3 hours. So the time now is 3 hours. So what's the relationship between distance, speed, and time? So let's take the relationship. We have that speed. If you're a physics student, this should be okay by you. Speed is distance over time. That's how you calculate speed. Distance over time. So the speed of X, so I will have Vx, which is speed of X, also the distance, the travel over the time. So the distance now will be Vxt, which is 60 times of 3. That will give us 180 kilometer. So that also do the same to calculate the speed of Y. The distance of Y. The distance now will be distance, velocity of Y times the time, which is 80 times of 3. That will give us 240 kilometer. So this is distance X, distance Y. So my total distance now will be distance of X plus the distance of Y, which is 180 plus 240. If I add up, what will I have? 180 plus 240, that will give me 420 kilometer. So X and Y will be 420 kilometer apart after 3 hours. So let's see question B. Let's go to question B and see what they have for us there. Okay, here's question B. Here is question B. Question B, let's see what we have. Okay, here it is. So if you have 420 your question 2A, that will be just fine. You have 420, that is fine. Now, B says, if the speed of X is increased by 20 kilometers, you know, X started with 60 kilometers. So question B now, speed of X now will be 60 plus 20, because the speed is at 20 kilometers per hour. That will give us 80 kilometers per hour. So, and within the 3 hours, what will be the effect of the distance between X and Y? So let's see. between the 3 hours, let's see, the distance of exit time around now will be the speed times the hour required, which is 3 this time. We have 240 kilometers. So the distance of y did not change. According to the question, y remains as 240 kilometers as well. So what will be the distance apart if the speed is increased? I'm having 240 plus 240. That will give us 480 kilometers. So if you increase the speed by 20 kilometers per hour, the distance between x and y now becomes 480. What will be the effect on? So it will increase. It will increase the effect now. It will increase the distance by, which is 480 minus initial distance 420. That will give us 60 kilometers. So it will increase the first distance by, we increase the distance now by 60 kilometers if the speed of x is increased by 20 kilometers per hour. Then question C, it says state the importance of considering the speed when calculating total distance over the same time frame. Now, what would be the effect? The importance, the question C. The importance now is that importance of speed. So from the formula we have written that speed is equals to distance over time. So what can we conclude from here? We can say speed is directly proportional to distance. That's what we can conclude. So as speed increase, the distance. So we can answer that as speed increase from this relationship. As speed increase, the distance will also increase. That is what it means. Distance will also increase. That is the importance of considering the speed. Because speed is proportional to distance. So if this is what you have done in question 1, as to question 2, A, B, and C, then you are on track toward having an A or B. Let's go to question 3. Question 3. Okay, question 3 is right here. Question 3 is right here. Let's see that. Question 3 right here. Say a concrete block of length 4/25 meter will lay end to end along the floor side of a rectangular law 28 meter long and 21 meter wide. So let's draw the rectangular law first. No, question 3. Question 3A. So this is, let's say this is rectangular law, and in measure, let me call your point A, B, C, and D. So each of the edges is 90. So from here to here is 28 meters. From here to here is 21 meters. And you know, for a rectangle, opposite sides are the same. So this is rectangular law now. So under here, they lay blocks on it, different blocks on it. They lay different blocks on it throughout the law. Say how many blocks were laid to complete the layer. So let's see the number of blocks were laid. If a block has a length of 4/25 meter, one block has a length of, let me use this, the length of this block is 14/25 meters. 14/25 meters. So to know the total number of blocks laid, I need to get the area where the block was laid. So I will have area of rectangle. Area of rectangle That is the length and the width or breadth. So the area will give me, A will give me 21 times 28. What are we having? Let's see. 21 times 28, that will give us 588 meter square. That's not the area. So the numbers of blocks, the area now will give us the numbers of block laid times the length of the block, which is 14 over 25. That will give us 588. So from here now, I can determine n. N represents the numbers of blocks. So I'm going to have 14n equals to 588 times 25. What are we having? 588 times 25, that will give us 14700. So the numbers of block n will be 14700 divided by 14. N is now what? It will give us 1050 blocks. We are laid blocks. So this is the total number of blocks that I covered the lawn. So let's go to the next question, which is 3b. Let's see what we have there. Yes, question 3b. It says if each block costs 1.8 Ghana cedis. So let's determine each block, and we have a total of 1,050 blocks. So cost price of blocks now. Question B. The cost price now will be the number of blocks times the amount in Ghana cedis, which is 1.80. So I'm having 1050 times 1.80. What are we having? Times 1.8. 1050 times 1.8. That will give us 1890. This is now this is the cost price now for the total blocks. This is our cost price in Ghana cedis. So that's the cost price. Let's go back. And the cost of labor is 1/3 the cost of a block. The cost of labor is 1/3 the cost of a block. So labor will be 1/3 times the amount we use to lay the block, or 1/3 times 1050. Anyone can serve times 1 point times let me say, okay, 1050 is the same thing times 1.8, which is the amount for each block. 1050 times 1.8 divided by 3, that will give us amount for labor. We're having 630 Ghana cedis. That's the amount to spend on labor. The question is, find total cost of laying the block. So total cost now, we're going to have total cost, which is TC, which is the amount for the block. What do we have there? 1890 plus 630, which is the cost of labor. Total cost now will give us plus 1890. We're going to have 2,520 Ghana cedis. This is the total cost of laying the blocks. Let's go to question 4 and see what we have there. Look at question 4. Question 4 happens to be circle geometry. Question 4 happens to be circle geometry. Let's see what we have. Question 4 is circle geometry. Yes. Okay, so look at the question. It said they give us a diagram, and we are told this angle here. For clarity, let me draw this angle. This angle is x degrees. Okay, the angle here is 100 minus x. The angle here is y. The angle at the middle is 5x. So we are asked to find x and y. Now, first of all, let's consider this triangle here. NFM. We have something like this. So these angles and the angle, here is N, M, and F. And here is 5x. Here is Y. And here is 100 minus x. So in this case, we can apply the concept of plane geometry that says sum of two opposite interior angles equals to an exterior angle. What is the point? The F is the exterior angle, is equals to angle N plus angle M, which are the two interior angles. Which are the two interior angles. So let's see how we calculate for that particular question. So we're going to have, where's angle F now? Angle F is 5x, angle N is Y, while angle M is 100 minus x. So we're going to have 5x is equals to Y plus 100 minus x. So from here I calculate like terms by introducing x in. I'm having 5x plus x is equals to Y plus 100. So I will have 5x equals to Y plus 100. Let's call this one equation, let's call that equation 1. So what next? Let's go back to the figure. So we are told that at the same time we can apply that this angle E, let's consider this triangle now, N, Q, E down to N. So you also notice X, here is now the exterior angle to N and E. So here will become X plus Y. Sum of two interior equals to an exterior. So angle E plus angle N equals to angle E plus angle N equals to angle Q. So I'm going to have angle E plus angle N is equals to angle Q. The same theorem, sum of two interior equals to an exterior. So we are having my angle Q now will give me X plus Y. That is now the value of angle Q. So if you go back, we can also discover that angle M and angle Q, they are the same. Why? Angle in the same segment. Because both of them sustain the same arc. Both of them sustain the same arc. So we can apply angle of the same segment, meaning angle M equals to angle Q. So let's do that. I'm going to have angle M is equals to angle Q. What does that imply? It implies that 100 minus x is equals to x plus y. So if I collect item, I'm having 100 equals to x plus y plus x. So I'm having y plus 2x is equals to 100. Let's call this equation 2. So how do we solve 1 and 2 now simultaneously? So let me bring equation 1 close to this. I'm having 5x is equals to y plus 100. This is our equation 1. So we can solve by substituting. I can make y the subject formula from equation 1, from equation 2 or equation 1. It's my choice. So I will say from 1, my y is now what? 100 minus 2x. Let's call this equation 3. So I will put y from 3 into, so from equation 2, I'm using equation 2. So I will put y from 3 into 1. So put y from 3 into 1. Put y from 3 into 1. So here I see I'm writing 100 minus 2s. So that will give us 5x is equals to 100 minus 2x minus 2x plus 100. Okay? So what do we get from here? Let me check. Here is 5x, here is y. Okay. 100 minus x equals to x plus y. Collect like terms. I'm having 2x plus y equals to 100. And the first equation says the 5x ought to be 6x, not 5x. S plus s is 6x. So here will give us 6x. Here is 6x. So let's proceed. So I'm having 6x is equals to 200 minus 2x. So I'm going to calculate like terms. I'm having 6x plus 2x is equals to 200. So 8x will give me 200. Therefore, my s is 200 divided by 8. So if I divide, what am I having? 200 divided by 8 will give me 25 degrees. So our s is 25 degrees. So let's look for the value of y by putting x into equation 1, equation 2, or equation 3. So let's go with equation 3. So I will say from 3, y is equals to 100 minus 2x. And then our s was what? Our s was 25. So my y will give me 100 minus 2 bracket 25. My y is now 100 minus 50. Y will give me 50 degrees. So if you got 25 and 50 degrees respectively in question 4, that means you know what you are doing, and you must have a good score in your exams. So let's go to question 5. So we're going to solve for question 1 to 5 for today. In our next class, we solve from 6 to 13, including the construction question. So let's see question 5 now. Let's see question 5. Okay, here we go. Question 5 says a bowl contains red, green, black marbles. A bowl contains red, black, green marbles of the same size. That's what the question says, of the same size. Say if the numbers of red balls are 3 more than the numbers of green balls. The first question you should be asking yourself, how many green balls are there? Because if you don't know the number of green balls, it's very difficult for you to know the numbers of red balls. Because it says the green balls is 3 more than the numbers of the red balls is 3 more than numbers of green balls. So let's say number, question 5 now, 5a. Numbers of green, numbers of G. Let's use G to represent green. Balls, let's call it X. So we are told that numbers of red balls is 3 plus the green, which is now 3 plus X. These are the numbers of red balls. So let's make progress. And the numbers of black ball is 1 less than the numbers of green balls. So numbers of blacks, let's use B to represent black, is 1 less than numbers of green, which is x minus 1. 1 less than numbers of green. So these are the total numbers of black, red, and green balls we have in the bowl. So we are told that if the probability of drawing a ball at random, a black ball is 1/4. So our interest here is based on the black ball, which is 1/4. So let's see the probability of black balls in simply the numbers of black balls over sample space. So what's our sample space now? Sample space is simply the numbers of green balls plus the numbers of red balls plus the numbers of black balls. So if I simplify that, my sample space will give me x plus 3 plus x plus x minus 1, which is 3x plus 2. This is now our sample space. So let's substitute it into this formula to determine numbers of green balls, which is x. I'm going to have 1 over 4, which probability of black balls equals to, numbers of black balls is this, x minus 1. So here becomes x minus 1. My sample space 3x plus 2. So what do I do from here? I will simply cross multiply. I'm having 4 into x minus 1 equals to 1 into 3x plus of 2. So let's expand now. That will give me 4x minus 4 is equals to 3x plus 2. So what can I do from here is to collect like terms. So we have 4x minus 3x is equals to 2 plus of 4. So x will give us 6. Then the numbers of green balls now, which is our s, is 6. The numbers of red balls now was 3 plus x. When s is 6, that will give us 9. And the numbers of black balls is x minus 1, that will give us 5. So the bowl contains 6 green balls, 9 red balls, and 5 black balls. So let's just say find number of each color of marble. So there are 9, 6, and 5. That's numbers of marbles in the bowl. Then the B part, which is our last question for the first part of the drawing, is we are asked to find the probability that a marble drawn at random from the bowl is not black. It's not black. So before we solve the last question, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the channel. If you have any observation, comment it on the channel. And you can also reach us through Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, and most importantly, YouTube. So let's go to the last question. If a boy is selected, the probability that a marble drawn at random is not black. Don't forget, we are given numbers of black balls, probability of black balls as 1 over 4. They are not asking us what probability that is not black. Probability that is not black, we know that in probability that success plus failure, the result is 1. So if black is our focus, I mean probability that it is black plus the probability that it is not black or fail to be black is 1. So probability that is not black is now 1 minus the probability that it is black. So our answer will be 1 minus 1 over 4. The result is simply 3 over 4. So this is the first part of the WAEC 2026 questions. If you have any observation, like and comment, please subscribe to the channel. I will post chemistry questions a day to the exam. Please stay tuned and don't forget to like and comment.